Hi guys, this is Leo from Quotes on Posters, and today I'm going to be talking about this quote here: judge a man by his questions rather than his answers, by Voltaire. So, I honestly don't know what this quote is all about. I have no idea. I just think it's a beautiful quote. It sounds beautiful. It's like poetic to me. But I really don't know what exactly is the meaning of that. If you know, if you happen to have an opinion about that, please write down in the comments. But I'm just gonna say what I think when I read this quote, what I actually what kind of meaning resonates to me, at least. And I think that it's about be careful with these personalities and these people, because everything now in the world you're going to see everything that we see on social media, on television, on YouTube and everything. Like, everybody's trying to pretend they know everything, and everybody's trying to say things to think that they are right, and everybody seems to have the answers to everything. And then you also see a lot of these micro specialists on things, and people giving their opinions like they are so convinced that what they think is true. And man, it's quite, everything is crazy these days. I think everything is very tricky, because everybody thinks they're right. Everybody thinks they know the truth, and everybody thinks that whatever they think is the best is the best. And you're just having a massive crazy world now, where nobody really, there's no truth, right? And everybody wants to pretend that they know what they're talking about, but the reality is that nobody knows anything. Everything is like, there's no truth. Everything's like it's just a bunch of opinions, And so in that sense, what I find interesting about this quote is that you gotta be always questioning yourself, and always questioning everything. You start to question life and question why things are in a certain way, why certain things they do exist, and why. Because life, it's a really complex thing, and we create things. We as humans, we created everything that you see here. It's a creation from us. So we have the power to change, and we have the power to think for ourselves. I think what's really lacking, what's really in these days, we have an algorithm that kind of show to us what we should see. So it's kind of, the algorithm dictates what you're gonna see, but that kind of prevents you from thinking. That kind of keeps you away. It keeps you away from actually being able to think through and come with your own conclusions about life. And I think not many people, as I think today, is actually thinking, is having like this critical thinking about the world, about people, life, society, and all this crap. And people are just like watching Joe Rogan or watching other YouTube channels, and there's so many deep questions about life, and it's only you who are going to be able to find the answers to these questions. So be very careful, to not don't believe in anyone. Um, that's what I would say. Consider different points of views. Because you come to this world and you want to do something in this world. You want to have friends. You want to have people that you care and that they give you affection, and you want to be happy, right? You want to pursue happiness. You want to have a good life. You want to do the things that you enjoy with the people that you enjoy, and you want to be free, right? You want to be free. The way to be free is really, in my opinion, at least, I think, is to be yourself, love yourself, be who you are, and not care about anyone else. And in that sense, if you really manage to do that in a way that you don't care, like that, you might have mistakes, you might do mistakes, you might not be perfect, and all these things, like, they're totally subjective, right? Like, what is doing mistakes? What is a mistake? What is being perfect? Those things, they don't exist, right? They're inventions. We invent those things. We shape society, right? Society wants us to believe in these things. Like, people want to believe, oh, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, you're doing a mistake here, you're being successful. But what is to be successful? There's nothing, just a bunch of concepts that we create and we take it for granted, and it's really, and I think this is really fucked up. Like, it kind of show how fucked up we are in society, because we live in a box. Like, we're really not open to new possibilities, right? We're just not open to new possibilities. We just want to, because it's so comfortable to live in a box, isn't it? Like, the most comfortable thing is for us to have our limiting beliefs on something, and just live the rest of our lives believing in these things and not studying anything else, right? And I think this is a very bad way of living, and you might even think that you're happy this way, but I think deep down you know that there are many deep questions that you don't know the answers, and nobody knows the answers. You just can't answer, like, some questions in society. You just can't answer. Nobody is able to answer. And I think you just have to find the answers yourself, So I think what I find interesting about this quote is, like, question everything. Don't take things for granted, and don't believe these people that comes and, like, judge a man by his questions rather than his answers, I think be careful with these people that come And I mean, everybody nowadays wants to have an opinion. Everybody wants to have a say. Everybody wants to feel important. Everybody everybody wants to everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to think that they can control what they want to control. It's always this power games. You control me, I control you. Who controls who? It's reality. It is what it is. So think about that and think how that applies to you and how you're gonna deal with this reality that it is the world as it is, right? How is the best way to deal? We all need to find the best way to deal with our problems, and we all need to find ways to deal with our reality. I think that's the most important thing to me. Is like we are blind in a way. Today we feel blind from the deep existential questions of life, because we just feel like we're trapped, in the world that we live in, and the world can be much more. And if you really consider opening your mind to new possibilities, I think when you start questioning yourself, question everything, question why am I here in this country, why do I live in this city, why do I relate to these people, why do I go to these websites, why do I watch these things, how am I spending my time, and why am I spending my time doing these things. And sometimes you just understand, like, why am I so shy, why do I behave like this with certain kind of people, why is the world like this, why are people like this, and I think it's really important for you to question everything, to yourself. Question things, try to understand why things they are. Some things that might not make any sense at all. And many things in life, many things in the world, they don't make any sense at all, right? Like religion, the value that each individual put on other things, and how certain things have more value than others. This is all, for me to not understand certain things, it's very normal. And I think everybody is in the same position. Like, everybody has things which they don't understand, and they can't understand why they are in a certain way. And this happens because we believe in what we see, and we believe in what our lives show to us. And we live in different environments. So of course somebody from a different country and a different lifestyle is going to see things differently than others. The relationship you have with your family, the relationship you had with your friends, all these things they are going to dictate how you perceive the world. And the world is nothing but a matter of perception, right? Life, what you see and what you believe, is everything is just a matter of perception. Don't fall into this trap that there is a kind of truth out there, because there isn't. And maybe you shouldn't pursue the truth. And I think maybe that's a mistake in not trying to pursue the truth. And maybe a better approach for your life is, instead of seeking the truth, it's trying to seek your interpretation of the world. And why try to understand, instead of seeking the truth, try to understand why things are the way they are. And if you go into these philosophical questions about life and about the world and existence, if you study history, if you see some patterns repeating, conflicts and wars, why is man always in conflict with other men? Why can't we live in peace? Like, those are very important questions, and those are questions that nobody actually was able to answer. But if you look at the history of humanity, and if you study the history of humanity, you're gonna find answers. You're gonna find things that are almost like facts. You're gonna find things that you can say that they always existed. So for example, death, you will see that death always existed. War, you're gonna see that the war always existed. Dominance, hierarchies. You're gonna see that always existed. And just look at yourself, look at nature, look at science. But don't look only at science, also look at spirituality. Because you're going to see that always during every kind of society in the world had some sort of spirituality in them. They had some sort of beliefs, right? Because we as humans, we are faced with this mystery of life. What is the mystery of life? Why life is so mysterious, and we can't find some answers, which is the paradox of life. That's what makes life, in a way, life is just laughing at us. Life is just a comedy. It's a comical. It's like that's just go to show that you also shouldn't take life that serious, and you shouldn't take life as serious as as you do, because look at life. What is life anyway? Life can be anything you want. Life, we have billions of possibilities, and we are just attached to our lives, and we think we cannot change, but we can change. We can do it. We can transform our lives. We can do like things. We have the capability of doing things that we could never imagine we could do, but we are just limited because we are limited with our beliefs. We just believe it's not possible because we just learn. Society just showed us that it's not possible, and society just put these limiting beliefs on us, right? But we can discover ourselves. We can advance our mind. I think we are in a stage of life. I mean, we watch the absurd happening in front of us, and we are paralyzed. We can't do anything to change the absurdities that we see on life. And maybe in the future we're going to be able to change. Maybe in the future we're going to be able to evolve into a different kind of species that treat ourselves in a different way and treat the world in a different way. But for now, as far as I can see, we didn't change anything. We just evolved our technology, and we learn new scientific discoveries, but our minds and our sense of survival and our animal instincts and the way we think as human species just didn't evolve that much from thousands of years ago. We evolve culture, right? We certainly evolve our society and we evolve our culture. Like, for example, in the Roman Empire, there were slaves, and it was a kind of entertainment to watch other people die. It was considered an entertainment for other people. And now in the society that we see now, it's not an entertainment to watch people die for real, but it is entertainment to watch people pretend to die on movies. So we kind of evolved in a way from 2000 years from now. We evolved from before we used to enjoy watching people die for real, and now we enjoy watching people die in a fake way, in a acting as actors on a stage. Maybe in 2000 years from now, we're not gonna enjoy watching people die at all. And maybe we will try to realize that we don't need to be in power. But for now, I just don't understand, or I can't see this happening. or at least not in this century. I can still see that we are going to have wars. I can still see we are going to have conflicts between each other, even though we, if we want, we can collaborate with each other in a way that everybody could have a great lifestyle if we collaborated in a better way. But that just doesn't happen. And I don't have the answers for how to make these things happen. These things maybe these things they just happen when something catastrophic happens and it kind of brings us a lesson. I don't know. That's some very deep philosophical questions for you, but I gotta go now. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next episode. See you on the next quote. Bye.